I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues the other day, and we were talking about everything happening for a reason. This is a person that kind of doesn't really believe in the spiritual world that is out there, and that kind of, believes in the law of attraction, but really kind of gets freaked out by the universe and spirits and guides and angels and people around us. And it's quite interesting, isn't it, that when your thoughts and beliefs work in a certain way, certain things start to happen in your life, and things happen that you initially might think is a coincidence, as did my very lovely colleague. And it wasn't until somebody else started to say to him, well, if you hadn't have met that person, then it wouldn't have led you here. And if you hadn't have done that particular thing, then this wouldn't have happened. And if that hadn't have happened, then you wouldn't have ended up in this situation. And if this situation hadn't have occurred, then you would never have met that person. And if you'd never met that person, then you would never have done that particular activity. And if you'd never done that particular activity, then you wouldn't be where you are right now. And it was interesting because he went from a place of kind of, don't talk to me about this because I find it all a little bit freaky, to a place of, maybe there is more to it than I thought. For many, many years, I did believe that coincidences happened. And now I know that they don't. You create absolutely everything that is happening in your life. And a lot of the time you do it without even realising that you've done it. So if things in your life are not working the way that you want them to, I'm sure you've heard the oldie but goodie, which is Einstein's theory of insanity, that doing the same thing over and over again always produces the same result. Why would you expect it to be different? Now, you might be saying, well, Claire, I do things differently, and it still doesn't change. Are you really doing them differently? Or are you doing just a slightly tweaked version of the one that you were before? I bet it's the latter. It's really difficult sometimes to admit that we're just not doing the right thing. It's also empowering and powerful to do that, because it's the first step of making the fundamental changes that you really want to make in your life. So if you always do what you always did, then you're always going to get what you always got. So now do something very differently, and you will get a different result to the one that you got before. Most of all though, I'd really love it if you could believe in you. Believing in you, well, that's the key. So if you don't believe in you, how do you expect anybody else to? So remember, there's no such thing as a coincidence, and everything that's happening in your life right now, good and bad, has been created by you and the thoughts, feelings and beliefs that you have. Take control of them and don't allow them to control you. Be amazing. There's only one of you. There's only ever going to be one of you. And don't you owe it to you to be the most amazing version that you can be of you? I think so. Have an amazing day.